The next morning, as their boat sailed closer and closer, Aweru kept thinking, "Surely this must be all of it. There cannot be any more." But more and more of the pyramid became visible to them. More and more of the pyramid could be seen. Soon Aweru could see other pyramids near the great one, too. She was sure they must be very large, but they looked tiny compared to that of Khufu's pyramid. Aweru could not take her eyes off that one. No wonder she was amazed. Even today, when we have skyscrapers reaching over 100 stories into the air, the Great Pyramid is one of the world's most thrilling sights. However, part of the pointed top is gone now. Long ago, people took the stone to build other things and kept the gold for themselves. Also, the smooth white stone has worn away from the sides, revealing enormous blocks of tan limestone that the white stone originally covered. But even without the top, the Great Pyramid is 450 feet tall. That's about 36 stories high. While we have much taller buildings today, remember that the stone blocks the Egyptians moved, with just sheer muscle power, weighed thousands of pounds each. That's more than several large automobiles put together. They cut the stone blocks from mountains farther up the Nile and floated them downstream to Giza on flat-topped boats. Then they threw ropes around the blocks, gathered dozens of workers to pull the ropes, and dragged the blocks across rows of smooth, heavy logs to the pyramid. Then more workers tugged and tugged or pulled hard on the ropes to pull the blocks up big ramps and into place. As Aweru stepped off the ship and approached the Great Pyramid, something else caught her eye. Ahead of her, rising out of the sand, lay a giant statue with the body of a lion and the head of a man. She said, "Father, is that—" "Yes," said Setna, "that is the Great Sphinx." The Sphinx has the head of a man on the body of a lion. It is nearly as famous as the pyramid of Pharaoh Khufu, though nowhere near as big. "Did Pharaoh Khufu build the Sphinx too, or did one of the gods do that?" "It was a pharaoh," Aweru interrupted. "Then I was right, it was Khufu." "Actually, it was his son, the pharaoh Khafre. I suppose, like his father, he wanted to be remembered for something. But he knew that the people of Egypt had spent 20 years building his father's pyramid, and that it had cost an unbelievable amount of gold to do it. Perhaps Khafre did not wish to spend that much time and money, so he built the second largest pyramid, that one over there." He stopped and pointed, and Aweru said, "When we were on the boat, that one looked bigger than the Great Pyramid. But now I see that it's smaller. Why is that, Father?" "It is built on higher ground, Aweru, so as you approach, the second pyramid seems to be the bigger of the two. Once you reach this place, however, with both of them right in front of you, it is clear which is truly the greatest. At any rate, while Khafre knew that he could not match his father's pyramid, he must have wondered what he could do so that he, too, would be remembered forever. I suppose that was one reason for building the Great Sphinx. Look at the face, my daughter. It is the face of Pharaoh Khafre himself." "The Sphinx's face is made to look like the pharaoh's face? Why?" "We do not know for certain, for the years have not been kind to the Great Sphinx. Twice since it was built, the sands of the desert have swallowed it up, covering it almost completely. I think there may once have been writing around the base or bottom, but the sand rubbed that away. Maybe the writing told why the pharaoh put his own face on it, but if so, those words are gone. However, an old story says that the lion was given the pharaoh's face to show that Khafre was as fierce and powerful as a lion. The story adds that he set it in front of the pyramids to protect them." "That makes sense to me. After all, there are smaller sphinxes up near the temple at Karnak to help guard it magically. At least that is what many ancient Egyptians believed." "Yes, this one is certainly not the only sphinx in Egypt, nor the only statue set up to guard a place. But because this one is the biggest and most beautiful, it is called great. And today we Egyptians say that the Great Sphinx is a form of the sun god. And now, my daughter, it is time to begin our long journey home. Aweru stood and looked at the huge statue for a moment. Then she said, I'm glad that I was able to see the Great Pyramid and the Sphinx. Thank you for bringing me, Father. You are welcome, Setna replied, and father and daughter returned to the boat to begin their journey home.